Big John McCarthy weighed in on Jon Jones' situation and gave a different perspective than what some fans have been speculating. While many think Jones is hesitant about facing Tom Aspinall, Big John doesn't buy into that. In fact, he believes the heavyweight champ is extremely confident he can beat Aspinall. The real issue is whether he actually wants to fight him at all. That's the decision he needs to make, either step up and face the interim champ or walk away and close the book on his career. Here's where it gets interesting. Jones is just 3 months away from becoming the longest reigning heavyweight champion in UFC history, trailing only Cain Velasquez. But if he does break that record, it's not gonna happen the way fans hoped. He's defended the title only once. So while the stat might look impressive on paper, it's not backed by the kind of activity that usually defines a legacy, especially not when the most dangerous heavyweight contender is still waiting for his shot. This whole saga is really starting to wear on MMA fans. Even some hardcore Jones supporters are getting frustrated. They're not only missing out on seeing their favorite fighter, but also being denied the long-awaited heavyweight unification bout.
You know, Dana's done a great job for Jon. Put Jon Jones in a room with so-and-so and so-and-so and everybody in there, and I guarantee it's Jon Jones that walks out. And he's probably right, you know? And so you look and you go, Jon just has to figure out, look, do I want to fight Tom Aspinall? Is it worth it to me? Do I care? Does Jon think that he can beat Tom Aspinall? Absolutely. No doubt about it. You know, and there's a good chance he could. But he just needs to figure out what's important to him. You know, you got plenty of money. You can live the rest of your life very well if you're not an idiot and blow it all. You know, you can do whatever, go wherever you want, do whatever you want. Jon is rich, okay? And Jon can do whatever he wants. So, you know, the whole thing with the Aspinall thing is if you don't want to fight him, then don't fight him. You know, if the love of it is gone, walk away. If it's still there, then sign the contract and do your thing.
One of the key reasons Merab Dvalishvili chose to fight in June was out of respect, not just for competition, but for Sean O'Malley himself. As he revealed in a recent interview with the UFC, Merab wanted to give Sean enough time to properly recover after surgery. That's classic Merab, a warrior through and through, but never one to chase an unfair advantage. He also pointed to another factor, the New Jersey crowd fighting close to home, where Georgian fans show out in full force gives Merab an added fire, and he plans to bring the heat. In that interview, the bantamweight champ opened up about the past few months, his journey, his frustrations, and the long-awaited return. He's fought tooth and nail for every ounce of respect, and now he's defending his belt for the second time against the man who he took the belt from. As for the rematch with Sean, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Yeah, Merab dominated their first fight. The takedowns, the pace, the grind. It was vintage Dvalishvili, but Sean didn't fold. Unlike other fighters who've completely broken under Merab's relentless pressure, O'Malley hung in there. He didn't get ragdolled, he did have his moments. O'Malley is healed, motivated, and hunting for revenge. Merab is coming off the most dominant run in the division, so while the first fight was one-sided, don't be surprised if this turns into a war. The champ is fired up, the challenger is dangerous, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
Yeah, after I beat Umar, UFC called me and asked me if I want to fight either in April, which is here in Miami, or June in New Jersey. And I say yes to June in New Jersey because two reasons. First reason, this way Sean has more time to recovery, and the second reason is New Jersey is like it's gonna be like my home because I used to live in New York, I used to training there, I still represent my Serra Longo team, and lots of Georgian community lives in New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia area, and it's gonna be like my home. And yeah, all my teammates and all my country people will be there and cheering for me.
Khamzat Chimaev unexpectedly bumped into Leon Edwards at a gym in England and asked him for a sparring session, an offer that Edwards turned down. According to Chimaev, Edwards didn't just decline, but walked away, something the Chechen casually brought up on a recent podcast with his friend Adam Zubarayev. He explained that he had no idea Leon would be at that gym. Khamzat and a few of his teammates had simply planned to squeeze in a training session during their time in England, as he prefers to stay active even while traveling. What was meant to be a routine workout suddenly turned into an intense run-in between two fighters who were once scheduled to face off, but had no idea they'd end up in the same facility at the same time. Lately, stories about Khamzat and his unpredictable sparring habits have become common, whether it's him going too hard on random social media influencers or losing composure with fellow professionals. These tales have kept his name circulating in headlines, regardless of whether he's actively fighting. Khamzat and Edwards were originally booked to fight back when Chimaev was still competing at welterweight, but that bout eventually fell through. After the Chechen moved up to middleweight, a clash between them seemed unlikely unless Leon also decided to move up or if Chimaev somehow dropped back down. The unexpected encounter caught both fighters off guard. Khamzat claims that as soon as Leon spotted him entering the gym, he became visibly tense and chose to avoid any interaction before Khamzat even had a chance to speak. Here's how Chimaev described the moment. Quote, "You can randomly run into fighters like that, and I didn't even know that this was a famous gym or something. When I saw Edwards in there, he seemed a bit nervous, like he was waiting for something to happen. I just asked him to spar with me, and he was like, no, I have to go and this and that. He just ran away. I don't know, maybe we will fight in the future, but I don't care." End quote. Cory Sandhagen isn't all that impressed with Sean O'Malley's resume, at least not compared to his own. While he acknowledges that O'Malley's had a solid run and built a huge following, Sandhagen believes the current champ still hasn't been through the same fire that guys like him, Merab, and Peter Yan have. In his eyes, if you fight the top contenders consistently, you're bound to have off nights because the level is just that high, and that's exactly what Cory feels separates him from O'Malley. Experience against elite competition. He's been in there with killers for years and sees that as a key difference when imagining how a future fight between them would play out. He's confident that if they eventually meet, he'll prove he's on another level. Until then, Cory isn't interested in online debates or fan hype. He's just waiting for the day they step into the cage so he can settle it the way real fighters do. Quote, "I think that when me and O'Malley fight, I'll get to show that I'm a lot better than him. Unless I get that opportunity, I don't really feel like arguing with the ether of the internet about who's better at what. I think I'll definitely get that opportunity to show that one of these days. O'Malley's not really one of those guys that gets to say that he's fought all of the best of the division. I think that when he does that, he's gonna have off nights and he's gonna lose. I sometimes have off nights and I've lost. That's just how fighting works." End quote. How do you think a fight between Suga and the Sandman would look like? Leave your comments below. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.